Taurus, 2026 is your year to finally exhale. After years of upheaval and unexpected changes, the universe is bringing you what you've been craving: genuine stability, financial surprises that actually feel good, and relationships that bring peace instead of drama. This isn't about settling or playing small. It's about building something real, something lasting, something that feeds your soul while securing your future. Let's explore what the stars have aligned for you. Uranus completes your revolution cycle. Something profound is finishing for you in 2026. A 7-year cycle of upheaval and transformation that began back in 2018 when Uranus first entered your sign. You remember those years, don't you? When everything stable suddenly became unstable. When surprises kept coming whether you wanted them or not. When you were forced to change in ways you never planned. Well, Uranus is finally preparing to leave Taurus. And what that means is the revolution is complete. You've been remade, reshaped, and now it's time to settle into this new version of yourself with actual stability instead of constant disruption. The changes aren't over entirely, but the chaotic, unpredictable energy that's been shaking your foundations, that's finally calming down. The completion of this cycle means you get to keep what worked from all those changes and release what didn't. You've experimented with new identities, new ways of living, new approaches to security, and some of it was brilliant, and some of it was just necessary chaos. Now you have the wisdom to discern the difference. You can look back and see how much you've grown, how much stronger and more authentic you've become through all that disruption. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to go back to who you were before Uranus arrived. You get to take your newly evolved self and finally build something stable with it. The revolution taught you who you really are. Now you get to live as that person with actual consistency. What this completion brings is a sense of relief, like you can finally plant roots again without worrying they'll be torn up tomorrow. Taurus needs stability to thrive. You're an earth sign. You need solid ground under your feet. And 2026 is when you finally get that ground back, but it's richer soil now because of everything you've been through. You're not building on the same foundation you had before. You're building on one that's been tested, strengthened, and proven. The revolution wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And now you get to enjoy the fruits of all that difficult transformation. Jupiter brings wealth through values. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and good fortune, is moving through areas of your chart in 2026 that directly affect your income, your resources, and your sense of abundance. But here's what makes this particularly powerful for you, Taurus. Jupiter isn't just bringing money randomly. It's bringing wealth through alignment with your actual values. You see, over the past few years, you've gotten clearer about what really matters to you, what you're willing to work for, and what you're not. What success actually means beyond just dollar signs. And now Jupiter is saying, okay, you know what you value. Let's bring abundance through those exact channels. The wealth surprises coming this year might look like unexpected bonuses, new income streams that align with your passions, or opportunities to monetize skills you didn't think were marketable. Or it might be more subtle, finding that you need less money than you thought because you're spending on what truly matters instead of what you thought you should want. Jupiter's influence makes you magnetic to resources, but only the ones that actually serve your soul's path. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building sustainable wealth that feels good, that doesn't require you to compromise your integrity or exhaust yourself. Taurus understands the value of slow, steady building, and Jupiter is supporting exactly that approach this year. What you need to understand is that this wealth energy requires you to stay true to yourself. The moment you start chasing opportunities that look good on paper but feel wrong in your gut, that's when the flow stops. Jupiter rewards authenticity. So if a job offer comes with great pay but terrible energy, trust yourself enough to say no. If an investment opportunity sounds exciting but doesn't match your values, walk away. The wealth that's meant for you will arrive through doors that feel right, that align with who you've become through your Uranus transformation. And when those right opportunities come, and they will, say yes boldly, invest confidently, trust that abundance is your natural state. Venus retrograde. Tests relationship. Truth. Around mid-year, Venus is going to go retrograde. And since Venus is your ruling planet, Taurus, this is going to be significant for you. Venus retrograde always brings relationship reviews. Times when you're asked to look honestly at your partnerships, your friendships, your connections, and assess what's working and what's not. But this isn't meant to create problems. It's meant to create clarity. The harmony you're seeking in relationships this year, it can only come from truth. And Venus retrograde is going to help you see the truth, even in places where you've been avoiding it, because confrontation feels uncomfortable. The tests that come during this retrograde period might feel like old issues resurfacing in your romantic relationship. Conversations you thought were resolved coming back up because they actually weren't fully addressed. Or it might be realizing that a friendship has run its course, that you've outgrown each other, and pretending otherwise is exhausting for both of you. Venus retrograde doesn't destroy good relationships. It strengthens them by forcing honest communication. But it does expose relationships that are built on convenience, habit, or fear of being alone, rather than genuine connection. And for you, Taurus, who values loyalty sometimes to a fault, this distinction is crucial. What makes this retrograde ultimately positive is that it clears the way for real harmony. You can't have authentic peace in relationships where you're not being authentic. You can't have genuine intimacy where there's unspoken resentment or unaddressed issues. So yes, Venus retrograde might be uncomfortable. You might have to have conversations you've been avoiding. You might have to make decisions about who stays in your life and who needs to go. But on the other side of that discomfort is the relationship harmony you actually want. The kind based on truth, mutual respect, and real compatibility. The kind that doesn't require you to diminish yourself to maintain it. And what I'm about to share with you next is crucial. Because while the first half of your year is about clearing and truth-telling, the second half is when everything comes together in ways you didn't expect. There are specific months when financial doors open wide, when relationship healing reaches completion, when the stability you've been building suddenly feels unshakable. Stay with me as we move through the rest of your transformative year. March financial foundation gets rebuilt. March is a critical month for your financial foundation. It's when you're going to make decisions and take actions that set the tone for your entire financial year. This is when you review your spending habits, your saving strategies, your investment choices, and you rebuild them based on who you are now, not who you were 3 or 5 years ago. Your relationship with money has changed through all your Uranus transformation. You value different things, you have different priorities, you understand security differently. And March is when you align your financial practices with your current consciousness. This might mean creating a new budget that actually reflects your values, or finally dealing with debt you've been avoiding, or investing in something you believe in, even though it feels risky. The rebuilding process requires honesty about where you've been making financial decisions from fear versus from wisdom. Taurus can sometimes hold on to money so tightly that you miss opportunities, or spend on things that make you feel secure in the moment, but don't serve your long-term goals. March is asking you to examine those patterns without judgment. Just clear-eyed awareness of what's working and what needs to change. And then, actually change it. Not just make mental notes to change someday, but implement new systems, new habits, new approaches right now in March, while the energy supports foundational rebuilding. What you establish in March financially is going to carry you through the entire year. If you do the work of rebuilding consciously, creating structures that support your actual life rather than the life you think you should have, then the rest of the year flows with increasing abundance. But if you skip this step, if you keep operating from old patterns because they're familiar, then you're going to struggle unnecessarily. Taurus, you're so good at building things that last. Use that gift now to build a financial foundation that can support not just your survival, but your thriving. The universe is handing you the tools and the timing. All you have to do is pick them up and start building. Summer months bring romantic renewal. The summer months of 2026, June, July, August. They're going to be particularly beautiful for your love life. Whether you're in a relationship or single, there's a romantic renewal energy that's going to refresh your heart in ways you haven't felt in years. For those in partnerships, this is when you remember why you fell in love in the first place. When the daily grind and routine get infused with romance, appreciation, and genuine affection again, you'll find yourselves making time for dates, for meaningful conversation, for physical intimacy that's been neglected. It's like spring coming after a long winter. Everything softens, opens, becomes possible again. For single Taurus, the summer months bring opportunities to meet someone who actually fits your evolved values. Not someone who looks good on paper but feels wrong. Not someone who's available but incompatible. Someone who genuinely matches where you are now in your life. The key is being open to connection without being desperate for it. Trusting that you're complete on your own while still welcoming partnership. Summer's energy makes you more attractive. Not physically necessarily, though that too, but energetically attractive because you're more settled in yourself, more confident in your worth, more clear about what you want. And that clarity is magnetic. The romantic renewal isn't just about big gestures or dramatic moments. It's in the small things. The way someone looks at you and really sees you. The conversation that goes deeper than surface small talk. The physical touch that communicates care and presence. Taurus appreciates the sensual, the tangible, the real. And summer is going to deliver those experiences abundantly. What you need to do is slow down enough to notice and receive them. Put down your phone, turn off the mental to-do list. Be present with the people you're spending time with. Romance requires presence, and when you give it that presence, it blooms in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. September career stability finally solidifies. September is the month when your career situation finally stabilizes in the way you've been hoping for. Maybe you've been in a period of uncertainty, not sure if your job was secure, or if you should look for something new, or if your business was going to make it. September brings clarity and confirmation. If you've been working toward a promotion or a new position, this is likely when it comes through. If you've been building a business, this is when you see concrete evidence that it's actually working. The stability you've been creating, the consistent effort you've been putting in. September is when it all clicks into place and you can finally breathe. The solidification that happens in September isn't flashy. It's Taurus-style success, which means it's real, tangible, and built to last. You're not getting overnight success that disappears as quickly as it came. You're getting the kind of stability that comes from doing good work consistently, from building relationships with colleagues and clients, from proving your value over time. And that's exactly the kind of success you trust anyway. The flashy stuff makes you nervous. But this feels right. This feels like you can actually plan for the future because the ground beneath you is solid. What makes September particularly powerful is that this career stability comes with a sense of alignment. You're not just stable in a job you hate. You're stable in work that actually feels meaningful, that uses your talents, that compensates you fairly. All those values-based decisions you've been making throughout the year, they're paying off now. You chose substance over flash, integrity over shortcuts, long-term building over quick wins. And September proves that those choices were correct. Your career is no longer a source of anxiety. It's a source of pride, contribution, and genuine security. And for Taurus, that matters more than any amount of money. October. Home investment pays off. October brings focus to your home and living situation, and specifically to investments you've made or decisions you've been contemplating about where and how you live. Maybe you've been thinking about buying property, or renovating your current space, or even just investing in furniture and items that make your home feel more like yours. October is when those investments pay off, either literally in terms of property value, or emotionally in terms of feeling genuinely at home in your space. Taurus needs a sanctuary, a place that feels safe and beautiful and wholly yours. And this year is giving you the opportunity to create exactly that. The payoff might come in unexpected ways. Maybe you finally complete a renovation project that's been dragging on, and suddenly your home feels entirely different, entirely better. Or maybe you make a decision to move somewhere that better fits your current life. And within weeks you find the perfect place at the right price. Or maybe it's simpler. You invest in that quality mattress you've been putting off. Or you create a garden space that brings you daily joy. Or you set up a home office that actually supports your work instead of fighting against it. Whatever form it takes, the investment feels good, feels right, feels like you're taking care of yourself in fundamental ways. What October teaches you is that your home isn't just where you sleep. It's the foundation for everything else in your life. When your home environment is chaotic or uncomfortable or not truly yours, everything else suffers. Your relationships suffer because you don't feel at ease. Your work suffers because you don't have a proper space to focus. Your health suffers because you're not resting well. But when you invest in making your home a true sanctuary, when you prioritize your living space as worthy of your time, money, and attention, everything else improves. This isn't selfish, it's necessary, and October is showing you the tangible returns on that investment. November, unexpected income stream appears. November brings one of those wealth surprises we talked about at the beginning, an unexpected income stream that arrives seemingly out of nowhere. Now, it's not actually out of nowhere. It's the result of seeds you planted earlier, without even realizing they were seeds. Maybe it's a side project that suddenly generates money, or a skill you have that someone wants to pay you for, or an investment that pays dividends you weren't expecting yet. The surprise isn't that money is coming. The surprise is how and when and from what source. This is Jupiter's gift to you. Abundance from unexpected directions. The key with this unexpected income is what you do with it. Taurus has two tendencies with money. Either extreme saving because you fear scarcity, or spending on things that make you feel secure in the moment. November is asking you to do something different, to use this unexpected money in a way that honors both security and joy. Maybe that means putting half in savings and using half for something that genuinely brings pleasure, or investing it in something that could generate more income down the line, or using it to pay off debt that's been weighing on you. Whatever you choose, make it conscious. Make it intentional. Make it a choice rather than a reaction. What this unexpected income really represents is the universe confirming that you're on the right path. When abundance starts flowing from sources you didn't even know existed, that's a sign that you're aligned with your purpose, that you're operating from your values, that you're trusting yourself. It's easy to trust when you can see exactly where security is coming from. It's harder to trust when the path isn't clear. But November is teaching you that security doesn't come from controlling every outcome. It comes from being so aligned with your truth that the universe can find countless ways to support you. And when you learn that lesson, when you really integrate it, there's no limit to the abundance available to you. December, relationship commitments. Deep and true. As the year winds down, December brings a deepening of relationship commitments. And I'm using the word true very specifically here, because these aren't forced commitments or commitments made from fear or societal pressure. These are commitments that come from genuine desire to build something lasting with someone you genuinely love and respect. For Taurus in relationships, December might be when you and your partner decide to take the next step. Whether that's moving in together, getting engaged, making long-term plans that feel exciting rather than heavy. The commitment isn't a burden. It's a celebration of what you've built together. For single Taurus, December's deepening might look different. It might be committing to yourself in new ways, making promises to honor your needs and values, even if that means staying single longer. Or it might be deciding to really try with someone you've been dating casually, to drop the walls and see what happens when you're actually vulnerable. The key is that whatever commitment you make in December feels true to who you are now, not who you think you should be. Taurus can sometimes commit to things out of loyalty or stubbornness, even when they're not working. But this year has taught you the difference between healthy commitment and unhealthy attachment. What makes December's commitments particularly powerful is that they're being made from a place of wholeness, not need. You're not committing to someone to complete you, or save you, or fix your problems. You're committing because you genuinely want to share your already full life with them. That's the kind of commitment that lasts. The kind that weathers storms because it's not based on dependency, but on choice. And for Taurus, who values loyalty and longevity above almost everything, finding that kind of commitment is everything. December is giving you the opportunity to build relationships that honor your evolution while also providing the stability your soul craves. Year end. Gratitude anchors new normal. As 2026 comes to a close, you're going to find yourself in a very different place than where you started. The stability you've gained, the wealth surprises you've received, the relationship harmony you've created, it's not luck. It's not accident. It's the natural result of doing the work, making aligned choices, trusting yourself even when it was uncomfortable. And December is when you take time to really acknowledge that, to feel genuine gratitude for how far you've come, how much has changed, how different your life looks and feels. This gratitude isn't just nice. It's what anchors your new normal. What signals to your nervous system that it's safe to relax into this stability. The anchoring process is important because Taurus can sometimes expect the other shoe to drop. You've been through so much upheaval that part of you is waiting for stability to be taken away again. But 2026 is teaching you that this stability is different. It's not built on shaky ground that can be disrupted by external forces. It's built on your own strength, your own values, your own conscious choices. And that kind of stability can't be taken from you, because you're the one creating it. December's gratitude practice, whether that's journaling or meditation or simply taking time to reflect, helps you recognize that truth deeply. What you're anchoring isn't just external circumstances. It's an internal state of groundedness. You've learned that security isn't about controlling everything. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes. You've learned that wealth isn't just money in the bank. It's alignment with your values and purpose. You've learned that relationship harmony isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about being authentic and allowing others to be authentic too. These lessons are your foundation moving forward. And as you anchor them with gratitude, you're setting yourself up not just for a good year, but for a good life. The revolution is complete, Taurus, and what you've built in its wake is solid, beautiful, and entirely yours. So Taurus, as you step into 2026, do so with confidence that everything is finally coming together. The years of upheaval taught you what really matters. And now you get to build a life around those truths with actual stability supporting you. The wealth surprises aren't going to feel like chaos. They're going to feel like the universe confirming you're on the right path. The relationship harmony isn't going to require you to pretend or diminish yourself. It's going to come from being fully, authentically you. And the stability you're gaining isn't fragile. It's rock solid because it's built on your own growth, your own values, your own conscious choices. This is your year to finally stop bracing for disaster and start receiving the abundance, love, and security that you've always deserved. You've done the hard work of transformation. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of that labor. Plant your roots deep, Taurus. Build that beautiful life you've been dreaming of, and trust that the ground beneath you is finally, truly stable. This is your time to thrive, and you're more than ready. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.